40s and 50s isn't just about what's changing in your body. Something shifts in your head, too.
That's right. Enter the unapologetic chapter when you stop trying to prove yourself and just start knowing who you are. And joining us this morning, of course, for Monday Motivation is Jully Black alongside Susie Wall, who's in from the West Coast.
Woohoo, West Side!
Right, band's back together.
Hello.
It's nice to be here.
That's right. We got the band back together. Okay, Jully, let's start with you because I know you have lived this. Was there a moment where you kind of felt this shift, or is it just something that kind of evolved for you?
One of my big shifts was actually my mom passing away, to be totally honest with you. And I didn't realize whether it was grief or whether it was hormones. And it was a bit of both, to be open. And just realizing that we get this one life, and it's mine to live. And just stop letting fear, kind of pin me down from saying what I wanted, who I want to be, and what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Susie?
Yeah, I think for me, humor has always been a through line for me, and I think I've kind of opened the aperture on that a little bit more, and shifting into just not taking things too seriously, and just taking it all in stride. Yesterday on the plane, I had cranberries stuck to the seat of my pants when I got up that had migrated from my salad, and the kid next to me is like, "Hey, lady, you've got cranberry." We stood there laughing, total strangers, losing our minds, tears with this 25-year-old kid with this Stussy Toronto hoodie, and I'm picking cranberries off of the backs of my pants.
Yeah.
And if I'm laughing, then I'm not worrying. And I think at this stage, that, for me, is a metric that I'm not...
Can we just say that one more time?
Seriously.
If I'm laughing, I'm not worrying. You hear that?
Yeah. So
why did I not see this on your Insta stories, by the way? This sounds like a viral moment to me. Yeah.
But it's very true. It's very true. I've always been tough with soft edges, but I'd say now the softness is greater than the edge. Yeah.
All right, Jully, let's talk a bit about, because we hear a phrase often, I don't care what anyone thinks. Yeah. What do you think about that phrase?
I really don't anymore. I really don't. I care how people feel and how I make them feel. So, even though we don't really have that, full power to be like, I made you feel that way, I go through life just wondering what contribution I'm making. The other day I was at the Covenant House and just learning more about, people who are without homes, you know what I mean, and who have persevered, right? So what people think is one thing, how you make them feel. Dr. Maya Angelou said that people won't remember what you say, but they'll remember how you make them feel.
For sure.
By that, yeah.
Jules, you talked about losing your mom and how a shift, a mindset change there. Susie, you have lost your dad a little more recently.
Yeah.
How did that experience, and even becoming a mom, start the shift change?
Well, there are my baby giraffes right there. That's my Bronchi and my Gemma. And they say parenthood, right? You're raising the one thing that you can't live without to live without you, right? So that really encapsulates parenthood for me, and those two are my heart and soul. And absolutely, my dad, another great love of my life. We lost him just under a year ago. I was on the morning show with you guys just a couple of days before we lost him. There he is there, bless him, a proper diamond of a man. That's my older sister Andrea with him. And I think for me, like so many Canadians, like so many of our TMS viewers watching, dementia came for us, and he fought it like a lion until he couldn't. And you talk about rewiring, grief biologically rewires you. And when you lose someone to dementia, you lose them twice, don't you?
Right.
You grieve them twice.
Yep.
And for me, it was just me and my dad in the hospital room at VGH when he died. The family had gone home to rest, and my mom needed, a few hours off, and we didn't know it was coming, and we fell asleep together holding hands. And that moment where he crossed over, I would say, was the single greatest honor of my life. It was the most heartbreaking and most beautiful. But I talk about that humanity and that softness earlier. It really opened the aperture for me at 52, recalibrating and living life with humor and humanity and softness as I go forward. So, yeah, grateful indeed.
All right, just in our final minute here, we have a resignation to announce.
Oh, yeah, just this quickly.
Jully Black
This
is
about
resigning
this is my
from being a superwoman.
I'll do it as fast as possible. I'll get as far as I can. It says, "Dear Superwoman, please accept this letter as my formal resignation from the role of doing it all, being it all, and holding everything together for everyone else. For years, I believed that strength meant pushing through exhaustion, saying yes when I meant no, and carrying responsibilities that were never meant to be mine alone. I accept the expectation that I should always be capable, composed, and endlessly available. Today, I'm stepping down." One more part. "I'm resigning from the pressure to prove my worth through constant productivity. I'm resigning from the guilt when I rest. I'm resigning from the belief that asking for help is weakness or that my value is measured by how much I can carry. And there's more. And I want to invite, I feel like I'm going to cry, and encourage everyone to write their own resignation letter.
Well,
Write their own.
And you know what? You know who also needs to write a resignation? The woman who just won the Kentucky Derby, the first woman trainer. She was talking to the media doing her press conference, and she had a toddler in her hands, and she had another one clinging to her. I'm like, where's her family? Where's Dad? Someone, let her have her moment. Get the kids off of her. She needs to write that letter.
She needs to write the letter.
Yes.
Write the letter.
We do it all, and we don't have to.
You don't have to.
We can do a little less.
A little less without guilt.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.